Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Division 4 here. I'm Stars Orphan, and we've got here in Interlagos, Brazil, and we've got 19 drivers here tonight. Supposed to be 20, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Still a load of quality drivers here. And we've got cars coming out very early, so let's get all the stuff up and running and get on board with who's the first car out. Let's have a look. It looks like Lem in the Williams. Let's turn that down. We got Lem in the Williams on his outlap, just about coming into it. End of sector 2. Preparing, get those tyres nice and warm up. Going on the final corner now onto the pit straight, where he'll start his flying lap here in qualifying 1. He's normally one of the top guys in qualifying, so we'll be hoping to get into the low 9s, I'd say. Coming into turn 1, it's turn 1. If you can get turn 1 right, he's gone a bit early on the brakes there, and a bit cautious. So he didn't really commit to that there, but burnt a lot of ERS already, 50% nearly. Almost goes wide there and invalidates, but he manages to hold it on track. Coming up to the 50-meter board into 6th gear around this long right-hander. Got a little bit of traffic up ahead. Hopefully they'll move out of the way through the S's. And coming around the end of sector 2 now into the braking set again. Sharp right-hander and into a sharp left-hander. Wants to hold it as far right as possible. Hit the curbs. Take a nice line now into the braking zone. On the power now, up the hill. PRS open. And come out to the line now. Nice and tight. The line, a 9.4 there from them. Not a bad lap there for him. Let's see. Red Bull there. Rogue is starting his lap. Oh, a little twitchy there on the exit. Lost the rear end of it. 9.1 from Nip Nassari. Let's see who's crossing the line. That's the line now, Mr. Mighty. What can he do? It's a 9.8 from Mighty. Jake Moore's invalidated. So's he invalidated. Tells on an outlap. Quick Mick. He's coming into the end of sector 2. Oof. Almost lost it wide there. Quick Mick. He's coming up to the line now. Can he get into the top 5? He does not. It's one of the slowest times so far. 10.1. So, resilience. But he's in sector 2. Reserve driver. Taking over the Alfa Romeo here today. The Ferrari moves out of the way nicely for him. I'm going to take a drink. Right. Come up to the line now. Resilience. Can he get into the 9s? You feel that you're going to have to be in the 9s to be guaranteed to get through. 10-8 from Resilience. Well, Tells invalidated his lap. Immortal is on a lap. He's got purple. Sector 2. Up to the line. Immortal. Can he challenge for pole here today? That's the question. It's a 9-7 from Immortal, so that puts him in P5. And we've got a crash in the pit lane from Mr. Cozy. No. He's going to have to go all the way around again. Come back in. Rogue is invalidated his lap. Hotel. Going around again. What Hotel could have been doing earlier is burning off fuel. Go on the final lap. Got a nice line through there. On the brakes now. Nice and tight there. Oh, a little slow on the upshift there. Oh, and he's lost it on the final corner. He went purple middle sector as well. It's a shame there, because it was looking a good lap there from Patel. Make him into the pits through it. No, he's going to still do it, complete the lap. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Crayon Flower has validated his lap. What's Lincoln Dave doing? Lincoln's kind of for the final sector, up to the line. DRS open 7th gear. Up to the line, and he gets a 9-8 there. Rogue's gone purple middle sector, so it's looking good for the Red Bull driver. Stepping in as a reserve today. 10-6. Not the greatest lap there from Rogue. Seems to be struggling with his setup, by the looks of it. Seems to be all over the place with that rear end. Well, the only driver that's still to set up lap is Crayon Flower. Have to come in now, probably put a fresh set of tyres on. Get out there, pretty sharpish. Good evening, guys. Team Quick Mick from Demon Modern Kainich or something like that. Can't quite see from this distance from my PC, I'm sorry. Mr. Wee Biscuits, hello mate. You enjoying the qualifying so far? Obviously you are, because you've got a 9-2. Right, let's have a look. He's all Rogue's coming in, he's out of fuel, by the looks of it. Jake Moore, 10-6 on a medium tyre. Jake did say Monaco wasn't his track, and that he was a lot better at Brazil. So I'll be interested to see what he can do today, Jake Moore. Ismic, not exactly setting the world on fire with a 10-2. Well, we've got 8 minutes of qualifying left here to go. Six laps on these medium tyres. And he's about dead. Right. Here we go, just not to sell that. Let's go on board with him. Really needs to ace this lap now and turn one. If we can get turn one right, the rest of the lap is fairly easy around Interlagos, I find. It's all about getting this turn one nice, and he is taking it very nicely. Slow into it. Right, let's see what you can do first sector. 17.3, not too bad. Just needs to keep it nice and tidy now through sector 2. Coming around the end of sector 2 now into sector 3. Let's see what you can do. It's looking a nice smooth lap so far. From Crayon Flower, he's gone purple middle sector. So this is looking fairly good. If we can just get to the line now, nice and tight on the inside. Cut the line there. Up to the line should be enough. 9.8 there from Crayon Flower, very close in that midfield. Rogue coming out on a medium tyre. The guys in the danger zone at the moment are Plates, Jake Moore, Rogue and Vettel, so these guys really need to find something if they want to get through to qualifying 2. Plates coming up to the line, can he improve? Nope. Didn't improve on that lap. Must have made a mistake somewhere. Really struggling out there today, Plates. It's shocker though, Plates. Last game he was F4. He was challenging for the championship. Just goes to show how much a game could change you. Right, so at the moment, Resilience is in the pits. Mr. Cozy is on an out lap in the McLaren, currently in P15 with a 9.9. He's going to have to move out of that way of that car coming up behind him, I think. Although that car looks as though it's on an in lap or out lap as well. Well, 2 McLarens are in the danger zone. 15 just gets you through, but you would imagine that these guys down here are going to try and improve. Jake Moore could be knocking his teammate out here. How you doing, man? RSF1 Racing. That's Shane, isn't it? Big shame. Jake Moore, purple middle sector. Can he get through into qualifying 2? He'll knock his teammate out if he does. Can he show his true pace here? A 9.8 just about gets him in. But this other guy's, his teammate is out on a lap. And he improves his teammate to a 9.5. That pushes Jake Moore down to 14th. Mr. Mighty is on a lap. He's 1/10 up on his time, which would take him above Jake Moore. Old Manzi is out on a lap as well. We've got outlaps for Resilience, Clates, Vettel. Right. Jake Moore will be in. Man, so tight though. Everyone in the 9s. Mighty does improve. That pushes Jake Moore down to 15th. Old Manzi's improving. I think Jake Moore's going to go out, yeah. Resilience is messed up his lap, so he won't be going through. Plates, is he improving? He's improved by 1.5 tenths. But Old Manzi coming up to the line, can he improve? He was down on his time just then, but up to the line, he has not improved enough to get through. So currently Jake Moore is in. Clates though, and Vettel. Vettel, he's in sector 1. We'll go on to Clates because he's further along, and then we'll switch to Vettel. Nope, no problem, mate. Right, Clates is improving. Could this knock Jake Moore out? But could he get knocked out? He does improve, so that's McLaren driver out. Vettel coming out to the line. He's a 10th up on his time. That has been... can't be right. Sure. And a 9.6 for Vettel. He gets through. That... oh, he's crashed. He crashed. Does that mean he's out? Forgot to brake. Crayon Flower, is he improving? Purple middle sector. Everyone's going purple middle sector. I've got a funny feeling that purple middle sector may not be right. Because everyone is going purple middle sector. Oh, your controller. Did it do that bug thing that I had? In all of that, while I was talking to Vettel, Crayon Flower did get through with a 9.4, so look how close that is though. That is mega close. 7 tenths between the whole grid. 7 tenths. Yeah, yeah. It happened to be in SR. In Great Britain. Controller literally just bugged out. Well, 7 tenths between the entire field. That's mega. You can't complain really if you get knocked out because, I mean, being that close. Really. Oh. I'm going to get... Lincoln Dave there, I noticed, just got knocked down. Oh, there's a shame there for Vettel. Yeah, it's a Twitch thing. I don't know what it is. I can hear it myself. Fortunately, I can't turn it off. Unless I deactivate the party, I would imagine. Might work.
Having been scheduled as the season finale multiple times from 2004, a number of F1 drivers have been crowned world champions here in Brazil. With construction started in 1936, the Sao Paulo circuit is Brazil's oldest permanent autodrome.
Well, you say poor effort for Lincoln. It was so close that qualifying. I mean, anyone could have got knocked out in that. Really, I mean.
It's its largest international population. The city of Sao Paulo has the highest concentration of Japanese natives outside of Asia.
Hello, 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 Aaron. Right, let's get on board with somebody. They're all on out laps at the moment. Devil Noob is on an actual lap, so we'll go on board with him. Like I say, this qualified is going to be even closer. You'd imagine. Everyone pushes so hard now to try and get through. On the limit. 10th year or there is going to be the thing that's going to get you through or out. But I love it when the qualifying is so close though. It's exciting. Yeah, I invited you to the party to see what had happened. Doesn't matter. I feel bad for you, mate. Honestly, I know the feeling. In Great Britain, it happened to me, mate. And a 9-4 there for Devil Noob. Biscuits into the 8s, 8-9 there. Lem there with a 9-9. Resnick on an out lap. Oh, Crayon, flowers in the wall. Jumped on board with him. And he's stuck. Reset the track, reset the track, reset the track. You're allowed to reset the track in situations like that. Oh, and the motor's off. Everyone's going off. It's like I was saying earlier, everyone's pushing so hard, knowing that they've got to get a good time. Plates has obviously had a mare, because he's having to go around again. Almost invalidates the first, second corner. So he's had to go around again. All pushing so hard. Zooms, what's he doing? He's in sector 2. Purple middle sector. Again, everyone's doing purple middle sector. Up to the line. burnt a lot of the RS. What will it be? At 9-1? That's not bad. Second fastest time. Quick Mick, what's he doing? He's just started his lap. We'll stay on board with him. Yeah, thank God you reset the track. Otherwise the game would have absolutely screwed you. Yeah, it's nice to get back on what you know, really. Yeah, that's sector 2's bugged. I'm telling you. Quick Mick, what could he do? Third quickest time, 9-4. We got Mr. Mikey on an out lap, so all the rest are coming into the pits. Clates did a 9-8 in the end. Recovered from a first lap for 140. Right, turn 1 and 2. 100% smooth there from Mr. Mikey. I pointed out an interesting fact about Mr. Mikey. I think it was either last week or a couple of weeks back, that he's never won a race in RSF1, despite having hundreds of podiums. I remember one season when he was racing in F5, I think he came second in the championship to Crunchy Bear and never won a race. He was like P2, P3, and it's been the same really in F4. He's had like P2s or P3s, but never won a race. And he's got the pace to do it. That's the thing. He's got the ability to do it. (9-8) there from Mr. Mike. Crayon Flower, can he improve after his first effort where he landed into the wall? Going into turn 1 and 2. Did get through last time. A very smooth lap last time, if I remember rightly. Just about got through. Well, everyone just about got through, really, because it was so close. It's very close again. They're all in the 9s bar Mr. Wheat Biscuits, Mr. F3 himself. Right, so Crayon Flower, he needs to get at least into the low to mid 9s, say, to be absolutely safe. There's another purple middle sector. I keep saying it, but coming up to the line now. What can he do? It's a 9-4. Goes 4 fastest there. Nice lap there from Crayon Flower. Rogue is still out on these medium tyres. He's determined to get through on medium tyres. 10-2, not bad. Evening, Mr. RSF1 East. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Oh, yes.
So what's been happening then?
Qualifying 1 was so close. Honestly, 7/10 between the entire field. Absolutely. I mean, it was so on the limit. This qualifying, I mean, about a second between the field, but still very, very close. I mean, the last qualifying was just literally, I mean, a 10th here and there is what lost you going through.
In 1989,
Guys, that is really close.
made considerably shorter. The circuit went
Mr. Wheat Biscuits, you think I'm safe? What does Lincoln saying? He's got a whole bloody autobiography down there. Got no traction on pad. I'm learning. Was fighting and around the podium in F5, so I decided to move up to F4. Not quite at the pace yet, but learning. So not making me quicker more. Should go further in a few races. Right, no more paragraphs like that, Lincoln. I ain't reading them. Right, who's all that? Mr. Cozy. He's validated his lap.
Oh, I
Stay
better
on.
look at the screen.
Stay on board, Uma, because he's the only driver out. Except for Zooms, maybe. I think Zooms is on in the lap. So we'll go back on with Mr. Cozy. I think he's on an in lap as well, so
Oh,
just waiting
Christ. He's skating all over the joint now.
now. Yeah.
Oh, here we go, Chris, mate. This is the one we all want to see.
Currently on a 9.6, so on an out lap, he knows he's not safe. What do you think is going to be the cut off?
Oh, probably a midpoint 4 will be the cut-off here, I'd imagine. So from Devlin, looking above should all be safe, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I think some of the guys in there come out now on fresh tyres. I think some of the tyres, some of the first runs may have been on old tyres, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, it could be a possibility. Chris makes 2 tenths up though for the first sector, and I jumped on board with him there. He's a bit low on the RS side, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, we're on board with him at the moment.
he's 4 tenths up here. This is going to be inspiring.
Could be a 9.2.
Yeah, but he might just run out of ERS, so he might go down to a 9.3, but that should still see him safe, I'd imagine. Oh, never mind, it's a 9.0, that's definitely safe.
Yeah. Second quickest time.
Rogue's going to be the next one here, picked him up about 2.7 tenths up at the moment for the first sector. Oh Christ, he's a second out, this is going to be a good one. He's nailed that last corner as well, this is going to probably tickle the 8s here, I'd imagine.
What does he do?
Oh.
It's a 9 flat as well.
Jake Lates is next as well, 4 tenths up, he's backed out of it. Something just jumped up there, but I don't know who it was. And what was invalidated per 1, that's him done.
Mr. Mighty is slightly up on his time.
Oh, he's a 10th up.
That'll
He is
be
going to
enough
need
to
a
get him
bit
through.
more though, unfortunately.
Probably get it on the final few corners. If he can do it, he could knock them all out here. He
Oh,
does.
it does.
With 20 seconds to go, Amor is out of qualifying 2.
So it's
Mr.
down to
Cozy.
Mr. Cozy G here, and that will be your final guy because I think Clayton isn't on a competitive lap.
Can he knock Mr. Mighty out? It's like I was saying, look how close it is in the field. Very close.
Yeah, Brazil's always been one of those circuits since it's such a short track. Divisions and tiers especially, it tend up being very close around tiers. He's 2 milliseconds up here, Cozy.
He needs to find 2 Teds and a bit. Can he do it?
Nah, not quite.
Very close. Very close. But unfortunately, Mr. Cozy and Clates, Lem, and Clates are all out of qualifying. 2.
Who's even leading the championship again?
I'm not entirely sure, mate. If I'm honest.
I'll have a wee gander.
Yes, it is Easton on the carbs. Is that RSF1 racing, Shane?
Yeah, I think it is because he's the one that always spells it with the 2 L's. The 1 L, sorry, for as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Immortal G who's leading. I don't think who's here tonight, is he?
So that is your qualifying 2. Mr. Wheat Biscuits with the fastest time, the only man into the 8th. Rogue there in 2nd place, Computer Snake, Delnu, McCracklin, Zoom, Nicky Nasari, Crayon Flower, Quick Mick, Mr. Mighty. Your eliminations are Immortal, Mr. Cozy, Clates, and Lem. Immortal loses out by only 0.05 of a second to getting through.
Well, did we all have 4? Yeah, what happened? Did someone crash in Q1 or something?
What happened was SLR Vettel got through, and then at the very end of the lap, his controller bugged out.
Oh no!
I've had it myself in Britain, in SLR. Exact same thing as in the race. Literally, the controller disconnected and it went. You like the vibrations? Went.
Yeah.
Took control of my car and literally turned it left and into a wall. He's literally had the same thing.
Oh, right, that's quite annoying to have that sometimes as well, but that's what it is.
As he said.
As the Tower Power circuit sits 800 metres above sea level, the race mechanics have taken altitude into consideration. The cars here require more downforce than they
What do you think Paul's going to be then?
when an oxygen reduces drag, it results in 30%.
I'd say an 8.7.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was maybe like a low 7, high 0.6 maybe.
I think the Wee Biscuit's got an 8.7 in it.
And he's both Arson's first 2 out as well. It is possible to get 3 runs here, so I don't know if maybe these drivers have gone softer allocation and used 1 set per session so they can get 3 runs in for Q3 or not, but we'll see.
So what time did you set in qualifying? I don't know.
Q3 I set an 8 dead.
It's lightning. Whereabouts were you?
5th or something.
What happened to you in the race?
I won.
Oh, you won.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mixed conditions race to be honest with you.
You've made a pretty good start to the season then.
Yeah, after the shenanigans that happened in Britain, yeah, we've got back on track.
So you're looking for another championship by the looks of it.
Hopefully. As now picking up wee biscuits coming through turn 3 or down onto the straight. But will be quite fun to see all the battling going down. It's a 17-0 first sector, that's good.
Yeah, we're on board with Wee Biscuits at the moment. He's the favourite at the moment for pole after topping both sessions, I believe. Did he score the first session? I think he did. No, he didn't actually. But after getting into the 8s, you would imagine he's one of the favourites here.
Just watching this lap, this will definitely be well into the 8s. 52-0 middle as well, that's really good. We could be looking at a mid-8 here, to be honest with you. It's not too...
there.
Oh, 8, that's a good banker. Charismic's going to be next.
Yeah, I said about 8.
Shock.
8-7, 8-8. Devil noob.
Here comes Nasri, he's about 3/10 off. Zoms isn't on a lap. No.
Oh, he's on a lap. 9-8 for Zums.
That's quite good,
Mixing time.
judging the fact that Zoms never used much ERS in the lap there. So we could have Zoms start to challenge up the front. 3/10 up for the first sector alone.
Mike's backed out of his lap.
Crazy.
$16.9 for the first sector. That is fast.
Yeah, so it was
Faster.
a low 9 as well.
That's faster than Wee Biscuits.
Yeah, about a 10th up on biscuits right now, Zoms. Well, obviously we'll need to save a bit of ERS to this middle section.
Oh, kind of lost the rear end a little bit there. A little bit twitchy on the exit. That's Wee Biscuits leads the session.
Zoms 4/10 up, he's lost quite a bit of time there. Might pick up a little bit of a toe from this Red Bull though. Nah, it won't be enough to gain anything from it. Coming across the line, it's going to be a 9-0.
Not bad. Second fastest time.
Quite a minute. Rogue's on a lap. Rogue's just started one there in the Red Bull.
We may have to get Wee Biscuits back because he's on PlayStation. So
I don't have his EA, do you? On the comms account.
no, it's very hard for me to invite him because I'm on stream. So I hope, but and my EA doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, I'll try.
Oh, he has joined, so he's back.
Okay, that's fine. Panic over.
Right, Rogue, what is he doing? Currently in 7th place because he hasn't. Others haven't set times yet. 9-3 from Rogue.
Exact same time with Kraken as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think many people I don't think anybody's opted for 3 runs. To be fair, so looks like a few kept 2 sets of soft track. Do you know what the conditions are for the race? Have you been told this information at all?
I haven't been told anything.
Oh, even better, I'm never surprised. We got to ask as well, how did your race go yesterday? I forgot doing quite a tune.
Bad. That's all I can
Oh,
say.
great.
I'm glad to have replace. I really are.
Yeah.
I'd be F4 pace if I'm honest. These times are probably faster than what I can do. I could do an 8.8. Although, good lap.
What were you had?
They were lower. 8 slot. First part qualifying, I think I did 9.7, 9.7. And I know in the third part qualifying, if I got through, I probably could have got into the late 8s, probably. Low 9s.
Trail, so here just comes to the last proper corner down here. It's actually looked a pretty solid lap in the last ride, to be fair.
Yeah. It's very smooth around here.
Yeah, they'll pick up tracking.
All the laps I've been on with him is very smooth around the lap. Not out and out fast, but
2 tenths up. And he's also using my setup because I gifted it to him. He's half a second up. Here we go.
Best of exits, but it was still alright. Could be challenging.
Oh, it's
yes, it
8-9.
is. 8-9. 10th
Oh,
away. 2 Scotsmen are sharing the top spot.
That's going to go wrong.
Mr. Mikey's still yet to settle up. Quick Mick also.
Back in 1994 at the German Grand Prix.
Chris Mick is about to start a lap. Currently in P5. We're 9.198. Take that too well.
So yeah, so I'm just backed out of this one. I'm going to pick up biscuits here. I don't know how much he's up in the first sector, but he's looking good. He's definitely the favourite for pole here, but I wouldn't rule out cracking.
Chris Mick needs to find nearly 3 tenths to get pole here.
Oh, biscuits is 100th up here. It's not going to be a big improvement, but it's doable. He looks like he's kept a bit of VRS back as well, by the looks of things, so he will have better speed to the line. It's going to be... oh, he doesn't improve.
Chris Mick is matching his time at the moment.
Oh,
Goes a tenth quicker. Moves 1 place up. That's it for Chris Mick.
Yeah, that's cracking done. Here we go, Stars. Zoms is a 10th up for the middle here. He's ran out of ERS very early as well, so he will lose out in that.
Yeah, he may not do it. Yeah, he improves, but not enough to move ahead of McCrack. Mr. Mike, he's on a lap finally. Can he move up from last place in qualifying 3? Quick Mick also on a lap. Still yet to set a time. 43 seconds of qualifying to go. This is it now.
Right, he's going to be looking at a mid .4, I'd imagine here. He's not going to challenge the top. He's a bit off in the middle, but could still definitely move himself up the grid. It's going to be... oh, I was slightly
Nice.
wrong.
What is Quick Mick doing? This is going to be the last guy, really.
Nasri's still going as well, but Quick Mike's going to be forcing across the line. Kresnik's retired. It's going to be a 9-3 from Quick Mike. Good lap from the Mercedes there. Oh, Nasri's 4 tenths up here.
God,
Could be getting that 7.
Could be getting pole here. Could this be it? Could he snatch it from Wee Biscuits? He does! A 9.6. That's what I said, 9.6. Devil Noob.
I think Rogue's next one round.
He's coming in. Rogue, gone purple middle sector, but
he's half a second up.
He'll be looking at
he could be looking at the front row here, maybe put it in between the Wee Biscuits and Nasri. So coming across the line for Rogue, it's Paul.
Isn't it? It's Paul. 9.6. Rogue was saving and sandbagging throughout the whole of that session. Rogue.
Sounds like Rogue to me.
Sandbag the whole way through the qualifying. And then gets Paul. Well, how close was that qualifying? At the top. Wee Biscuits.
What a shock.
Rogue gets pole there. Nifty Nasari, Mr. Wee Biscuits, Miss McCracklen zooms, Charismatic, Devil Noob, Quick Mick, Crayon Flower, and Mr. Mikey make up your top 10 there for Brazil. Is it going to be rated? We don't know yet.
I was just about to say it's a shocker, Red Bull and pole. Seen this way too much. But I must say, it's a good qualifying from the Scotsman. They're P3 and 4 locking at the second row. And the Mercedes, Astons, Red Bulls, all getting 2 cars into the top 10 as well, so that'll help them out in the constructors' battle.
And the formation lap is back on, so we can.
So I can breathe, let's go.
Interesting fact though, I mean, there's still no red flag that we've had in RSF1.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a big enough crash to even consider one yet, to be honest with you. We've kept the major collisions down to a bit, but it's more like the actual driving standards down to your minor collisions, like just spinning somebody around. That's been the main problem.
Yeah.
But honestly, the major collisions have came down on this season, which is a good start for the drivers, but we've still got a bit to go to improve standards entirely.
Yeah. Beginning of the season, it was a bit shit. But like now, it seems to sort of settle down a bit.
Yeah. Luckily, I actually shared this division, so I can, if I see anything, I can just clip it, but it'll help us out with incidents.
Yeah. I clipped something last night and I forgot to send it in.
Yeah.
Someone early readied up. And,
oh, that's the worst when that happens. It's not as bad now with the formation lap, but when there wasn't one and someone readied up early.
Yeah. That would have been an absolute nightmare for the one formation lap on last night.
What was the issue with it to start with?
It was bugging out the lobby and giving people automatic disqualifications, stuff like that.
Oh.
And A lot of it was literally crashing further on into the race, or it was giving automatic disqualifications and stuff like that. Yeah, it was just. It took a while for them to fix it. It seems as though it's been resolved now.
That's fair. Thor's
It happened
saying
to.
Kresnik for the win, and then Diggle said, "Come on, McCracken." So, and then we've got something about my mic crackling a little bit, but it's doable, listenable. We've been told.
Yeah, it always happens on the second co-coms.
Yeah, I think it's just from streaming from the Xbox, to be honest, to Twitch. That seems to be because it's been this problem for years now.
Every
Well,
stream, it's
Jake
always the
Waits
same
to
with
the
the
left. I'll get him back.
co-coms. Always had that problem. You'd have thought they would have fixed it by now.
You are asking quite a lot of Twitch.
Well, they had a recent new kind of redesign, didn't they? So I thought they would have fixed the issue by now. I mean, you go on other streams and stuff like that when you stream from the PC, and it works perfectly. Like you said, through Xbox, it just seems to be a problem.
Yeah.
When I streamed one time on my PC, the quality is just so much better.
Yeah.
Maybe a problem for Clates at the start of this race now, when he will have to not be in control of his car. But you know what bugs me about that? He's actually in his car now, right? You can literally take control of it. He's back in the lobby, but yet the game will not let you take control until like about.
Until lights out, yeah, it's really difficult.
It's so stupid. Diggles. Here we go for the formation lap, and we'll start at the back. If you want to call them out, Mr. Easton.
Yes, can do. So starting at the back, we've got old Manzi, 31 in the Alpine on the hard tyres. Then we've got Jake Moore. It's got a bit of fun commentating on this, man. Not commentated on in a while, but he's on the hard in the McLaren. Then we've got Brazilians in the first of the Alfa Romeos on the mediums of P17. We've got Dave, Karen, in the Haas on the hard tyres. Then we've got Lone Soffer on SLR Vettel in the Alpine on the softs. Then Lem is in the hard on P14. Plates is not in this session currently, is P13 in the mediums, and I've got Causey in the McLaren, because must have spun or something because he's at the back and dropping quite far back is in the hards. Immortals P11 in the Williams on the mediums. Then we've got Crayon Flower in the Haas and P9 in the mediums. Quite Mick in the Mercedes in the mediums and P8. Devlin Noob in the Alpha Tags on the mediums and P7. Then we've got Kresnik on P6, and Aston, who's on mediums. Zoms is in the Alfa Romeo on the mediums and P5. Kraken is in the Alpine and P4 in the mediums, and then we've got our lone R5 on the top 11 of Mr. Wee Biscuits. And now Aston Martin, our front two, Nifty and Asri, who dominated Monaco last week, can you repeat the feat? And he's in P2 on the mediums, and Rogue's on pole, but I can guarantee you that won't last very long.
Oh, I thought you'd overshot it then. Do you see that line there?
Oh, he has overshot it.
Yeah, that's what we're sure. The line was there, and I thought that was it. I think that's what he was thinking. So here we go. 36 laps of the Brazilian Grand Prix coming up. McLaren way back, still waiting to get onto the line. Take his position there. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and pause. What was he saying?
Well, here we go.
Here we go. I thought the lights were going, but can't see the lights at the moment. Away we go. It's a good start there from Nifty Nasari. He's already up into P1, but Rogue's fighting back at him. They're going side by side.
Oh,
there's a big crash. It looks like the lobby's bugged out here.
no, it doesn't look fine at the minute. Oh, the Astons have came together. Kresmic's round.
Oh,
Got
there's a big
VSC.
smash at the back.
Oh, it's biscuits. It's all gone wrong.
His internet's shocking at the moment.
Oh, Jesus, biscuits. We've got a VSC. So
Already.
we'll have a look who's our biggest gainers. It's we've got Dave up 5 and Immortal up 5 so far. Is our
Go on
biggest
board with
and our biggest losers. Biscuits has went down 15.
Oof. He is absolutely going board with him at the moment.
Oh yeah, Biscuits is lagging bad. And he's got damage as well. So that's a double whammy.
He's driving through cars.
Immortal's going to have a run on Quick Mick here. Coming down into turn 1, the Williams driver had a good Monaco race from the back. Can he do the same? Quick Mick's going to go defensive to the inside. We're going to look right round the outside. Going to get the inside for turn 2. Oh, he's revved out second a bit there, and Quick Mick gets him back.
Yeah, Immortal settling in behind him. I think the start was like that because of Wee Biscuit's internet, personally.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, but... And the top 4 have slightly broke away here, but I wouldn't put it past Quick Mick.
Seems stable now, the lobby.
Yeah, it seems fine. Vettel's up to P10 on the softs. Crayon Flowers finding new track. Oh, Jake Moore's up to P12. Here we go.
Made good progress on the hard tyre already.
Rogue's almost broke out DRS to Nasri there. Top
67% DRS.
7 of top 8, sorry, have sort of broke away into 2 separate packs.
Yeah, Clates is kind of
frozen.
yeah, he's on those soft tyres. They're going to be so fast at the beginning of this race.
As Zoms goes past Kraken there into P3. They're all about the same in the top half there for ERS as well at the moment, but it's still very early doors.
Yeah. Hello, Slicks. How you doing, mate? Yeah, they're all on a similar pace. 'Cause it was so close in qualifying. Quick Mick just seems to be just falling back from that crowd. He's out of the DRS. That could really hamper him to keep up with the top four.
Yeah, Mortal's really struggling to keep with them though as well, so it could end up Quick Mick could just be driving on his own for a bit. As Nazir goes for fast lap and for the lead of the race and gets the lead of the race. I've been sleeping there.
Yeah. He's got so much pace. Can Rogue hold on? Keep making a race.
I'm and MT going at it. MT gets past it up into P6 into turn 4. Good moves there.
Oh, Rogue almost gets into the back of Nifty Nasari there with the S's. Seems to have a lot of pace in that middle sector, right?
One thing I've noticed here, Stars, I think this top pair are running much more win than tracking here, because I've just watched them close 6 tenths in one sector there. I'll have a look at the top speed, but it looks like Zoms is definitely running much lower wins than tracking, because he's already...
Rogue. Is he going to go for the move, Rogue? He's looking for it. He's going to go late on the brakes. He's defending pretty well there, Nifty. But he's going to have to cut... Oh! There wasn't no contact there. It didn't look like...
Zoms going for the lead now.
Look at that. You can see it on board with Rogue.
MT behind goes for P5 as well. MT's flying through the field, up into P5. Can he start making inroads in this top 4 who are squabbling? And back to my point in cracking there, looks like he's running the highest lines out the top 4, because Zoms is about 10 miles an hour quicker in the straight line there.
Yeah.
Kraken goes down the inside the road.
Lovely move. That's Rogue got damage. Look at that contact. Does seem as though he has. He's falling back. He must have taken damage yet. Now Zooms. Get back there on board with Zooms. You can see it in closing. Let's go for the outside move and he gets the move done. Back into the lead. Nifty Nasari. And a Maul is being overtaken. Quick mech there. Down into turn 1. So moves are getting done here. Quick mech.
Yeah, here comes Zoms again. Back down the inside of Nazra into turn 4. Doesn't quite get the move done. But that's going to bring Kraken and Rogue back into it. MT's now started to catch up with the gaggle behind him as well. So we could have a battle between the top 8 for the lead here. Starts.
Yeah. Top 8 are very much close because it's all battling so hard and making the moves. It's keeping everyone close.
Yeah, then you've got Vettel and No Man's Land just in P9. Oh,
Yeah,
we've got a
3
crash.
seconds
Old
left.
Man's and Crayon Flubber have came together. That's a bit of an odd spot.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Old man C. Very good quality driver, Old man C. Been in an RSF1 for a long time.
Here comes Rogue on Kraken. Rogue's going to go round the outside. Kraken backs out of it. Looks like Kraken's going to play this more smart than just have fun. So, got a bit interesting how that plays out for him.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. Wee Biscuit said he retired in the pits, but he doesn't know why his car is still driving around. Well, Zooms has bridged the one gap to McCracklin, the top 2. So they're going to try and break that DRS. But then McCracklin's closed it back up again. So just notice that McCracklin's got back ahead of Rogue there, somehow in the middle sector.
Yeah, Kraken's definitely on the higher rings. He's so much slower in a straight line than everyone else. But obviously Gate will have better tyres due to him having more grip in the middle sector, etc.
Yeah.
And we've also been told Wee Biscuits is retired in the pits, but his car's still driving round.
Yeah,
So I don't know what the score is there.
I really feel for him. He's been struggling with internet problems lately, and
Oh, Rogues went round. Now he's followed in behind Devlin now.
he did seem very twitchy on his setup earlier when he was in qualifying 1. Maybe that setup was more of a TT setup.
Zoms runs wide there. And he's gone deep into the final corner as well. It's good and very cracking. And back into DRS, and it does. And now Zoms has lost DRS out to Nifty.
Oh yeah. That will help Nifty so much now that he can try and pull away without being under pressure. But look how well Mr. Mighty is doing. I mean, yeah, poor qualifying really. Well, I say poor, he was 10th in qualifying. Didn't look on the pace. But in the actual race, he's been showing some great race pace. And
yeah, I think he's gone for a race setup. I think that's why he was a bit lower down in qualifying, because he seems like probably the most consistent out of the top half of the minute.
yeah, and he's closing up on McCracken. So he's literally, I'd say he's on for a podium, yeah?
He could, but it's still very early doors. Not even a third of the way into the race yet.
Just the way he's just... he's not got the DRS yet. He will soon have it, I think. In about a lap's time. This lap, I probably imagine. And then he can start saving his DRS. Behind McCracken. Get to the pit window. What's the undercut like on this?
No, very
Pit
good.
early? Pit early?
It depends, because I think some drivers may hold out for the medium soft. As here comes Kraken for P2, and he's going to make the move comfortably. Up into P2 goes McCracken, head of Alfa Romeo. Can he start making his way up to Nifty Nasri, who's pulled 2.4 seconds? And he's a bit low in ERS, Kraken, so he might need to save that up for a bit.
Yeah, Nifty Nasari is gone.
So Manzi's in the pit lane, new front wing and a new set of mediums. That should do him to the end, maybe. It depends how good he is on his tyres.
Yeah. You are right though, Vettel's in a no man's land at the moment. Same with Chris Mick's under pressure though at the moment. He's not finding the race pace here today, Chris Mick.
Yeah, I think he had that issue at the start with his teammate. Zoms flies past Kraken again, obviously on the lower wings, and we've got a yellow flag. Fozzie G's went round, but he got him to Kraken.
Which is resilience is setting him up now for the overtake. Yeah, on the outside, using all of his DRS, but he's got no ERS to play with. But he is going to go late into the braking zone. Gets the move done into turn 1. Nicely on the exit. We'll get the DRS again.
Oh, I'm almost ran wide. Here comes Quick Mike up the inside. The Mercedes are cooking here. P1 and 5. Going to be some solid points in the constructor standings if it stands.
These two are very evenly matched on pace, so Quick Mick and no more.
Yeah, we've sort of spread out up towards the front a bit. We've got like a few cars within a couple of seconds of each other, and then we've got
Zoom's
Quick Mike
got
with a pen.
Zoom's got back ahead of McCracken.
Oh, Quick Mike's run deep into the last turn there, and the motor goes past again. Did they get the DRS though? No, he didn't. Quick Mike gets the DRS, and he's low in fuel.
Going side by side. But he gets the move back again.
Rogues in the pit lane, speeds in the pits as well. Is this an undercut? Oh, an undercut attempt.
Undercut.
Oh, it's a set of sauce. He's going for the two-stop rogue.
Both low on ERS. So. I mean, this is bringing Devil Noob back into this as well. He's fighting it more than Quicknick are doing.
I wonder if is anybody going to respond to the early pit stop here from Rogue here. Doesn't look like they are.
How much
So
DRS
Rogue's going
more
aggressive.
gain there? Regained.
Motor's
Back
going
on the
from
board.
the other side. Good move, but Quickmic's going to get the switch back now, coming back in around turn 3, down the straight towards turn 4. Motor's going to go really defensive. Quickmic gets him back though, good move. Great battling.
Awesome. Good clean driving there from the two of them. As Zillions gets past Jake Moore. No, sorry. He falls behind Christmas. Can Jake Moore get into the points here? On his second race back. Two fighting up in front will help him close the gap. So we have a look further down the field, and Lincoln Dave there struggling with the no traction.
Here comes Devil Noob going to look round the outside. A motor into turn 1. A motor breaks later. Old Devil knocks the rear on his round.
No. Thought he had to move down there, and just unfortunate, lost the rear end. Obviously,
Resilience
these
and Crismic. Oh, Resilience! Almost found himself in the wall there. Almost found himself in the pit exit wall.
no.
It was a good save from the Alpha Male driver, and that rear end's all over the shop. As Lem gets a penalty down in P15. It looks like Nazia's in cruise control here, Stars. Managed to save up a lot of energy again.
Yeah, he's literally gone. Just have a look
It
further down
appears
the
we've
field.
entered the management phase as well, because this top half have all separated out from each other, so maybe drop back, manage your tyres a bit.
Pit window around about 17, would you say?
It depends what strategy, because I would say pit windows open if you go for the hards, about anything after lap 10. Oh, Resilience and Crismic again. These two are having a great little squabble.
Rogue gets to move down on Grey and Flower. Yeah, the field is spreading out a little bit now.
Oh, Rogue with a penalty. How much is that? That's him on 8 seconds now. Causey G's going to pull into the pit lane, set of hard tyres, that'll take him to the end.
Yeah, not a good day for McLaren so far here today. You've got Mr. Cozy down there in P18, and Jake Moore just outside of the points, but he is right up. He's got right up to this group now of Resilience and Charisma. It's the closest action that we've got on the field at the moment. And Quick Mick has gone.
Got a few drivers in the pit lane there, Stars.
Mr. Mighty is pitted for the hard tyres. He's away. We drop out.
So yeah, it's first. He's bit the bullet. Mighty has, and Devlin has also followed him in. Both onto the hard tires. They'll be fine to the end now. Dave's called it quits.
It's unfortunate for Dave there. Might be regretting that he moved up from F5.
Might be, but I suppose it could be seen as more of a challenge for him. Because that'll
Yeah,
edge him more to practice.
he'll get there eventually, I imagine. Just takes time and, like you say, practice. Oh, it's contact between Resilience and Charismatic.
Zom's into the pit lane now. He's responding to the undercut attempt from Mighty. Quick Mix also in responding. And Motor's going to carry on, save Kraken and Nasri.
Unfortunately, Mr. Mighty has come out behind traffic. If he'd literally got past this little group, he would have been away for a massive undercut. But he has got past it now.
Ball each other windows to tail down and gets past you. Oh, bro! So there's...
Who will get out first? That's the question. Charismatic gets out first.
So Zombs did come out in front of Mighty, but what are these top half going to do? What's these top three going to do responding to these undercuts? Are they going to hold it out for another 6-7 laps to go into the sauce for a light push?
Clates just gets out ahead of this group. And he has pitted.
Nasri pits.
Mr. Cozy's out.
Yeah, repairs in the pits, that's all we should look for him. Immortal and Kraken are going to, looks like going to come out for the softs here. As Nasri pits, and he should comfortably come out in front of Zoms. As Vettel finally pits off those softs, that's 16 laps, that's a good stint there from Vettel.
Yeah, very good stint.
Actually, this is going to be closer than I expected. Zoms has closed about 1.7 in that outlap to get close to Nasri, who's going to need to warm up those hard tyres quickly before Zoms can get back into DRS and make it a 2-horse fight for the win.
Yeah, that undercut worked well for him. Whereas Mr. Mighty, it did not. Because he got caught in that traffic. And he's got to close in on the top guys now. But if he can keep getting to that 1 second window of zooms, we might have a fight on our hands for the race here. He was doing a lot of fighting earlier zooms.
The only issue he has currently though, as well, sorry buttoning you there, is he's got about 60% less ERS than Nasri, so even if he gets close to the second, Nasri can just use probably about 20% and then pull again. So it's quite difficult for him to close up. He'll need to opt for a mistake possibly. As Vettel gets past the line, Vettel's going to be one to watch here because obviously he's now onto the fresher medium tyres. He'll comfortably run to the end. So we'll be one to watch out against these hard tyre runners.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, roll with a big moment there up the hill. Luckily, he does save it.
Yeah, he could be on some good points here today with himself. If he can get himself into a good position by the end, the only problem he will have is the tyre length. But will start to go off very big at the end on the mediums. But he did take those hard softs such a long time. So you'll actually be doing less on the mediums than he will on the softs.
Nasri goes flying past the Mortal up in at P2. He clears the Williams driver as quickly as possible and as cleanly as possible, and he's now going to have a bit of an advantage over Zoms, who's now just over 2 seconds behind. So it's going to be vital Zoms gets past that Williams ASAP. His Rove 2 stop has clearly gone south, unfortunately for him. He's now on the hard and that will run on to the end.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a disaster in the race, really. Got Old Mancy down there in P15 behind Crayon Flower. Closest action down the bottom, up with a motor.
Yeah, gets passed by Zoms, doesn't really put up much of a fight, he's running his own race, hoping for a late safety car.
That would be ideal.
Yep, Jake pits. I think this will be for a set of mediums, or will they miss the softs at this point? The softs can go to the end from here, but they will be a bit worse for wear.
That's the gap to the leader that you wanted. Finn.
Gravedigger retired in the pits about lap 16.
Seeing the move there from Old Mancy. Oh, he's under pressure now from the fresh tyres of Jake Moore.
Tracking pits. This will be for a set of soft tyres.
Where will he come out? This
And the motor pits as well. Soft tyres for Kraken. He's going to come out in that gap between Quick Mick and the Alpha Tyre Devlin, I'd imagine. So the podium's, even second place is probably still on here for Kraken. He plays his cards right.
He's going to have 14 laps on the soft tyres. A long way to go on the softs.
And Mo comes out behind the second Alpha Tyre better. It's a good showing here from Alpha Tyre. P6 and 7, Mercedes 1 and 4.
Yeah, Zoom just doesn't seem to have the pace of Nifty up front.
Just having like look at the gap to leader. These soft tyre runners have got Kraken's got about 16 seconds to catch to Nasri, which is doable in 14 laps, and then the motor's got 26, which isn't as doable. But these soft tyre runners will be ones to watch come the end of this race starts.
Yeah. Well, McCracken is going to be the fastest man on track at the moment, along with a mortal. Let's have a look at the position changes. Let's have a look. Up 8 places is Vettel. As Lem puts a 5-second penalty. Speeding in the bits. Biggest gain out there. 7 places by Mighty. So, and Resilience has gone up 7 as well. So some good gainers there from certain people. And there you have the penalty situation at the moment currently. 3-second time penalty for Quick Mick. Patel on a 3-second. Charismatic on a 3-second. 3-second for Rogue. Old Mancy, and 8 seconds there for Lem. Just keeping us up to date there. Right, McCracken now setting himself up for the move on Quick Mick, who's on 6-lap old hards. Like you say, he hasn't got that straight line speed to get past. Despite having fresh softs, he sets the fastest lap of the race. Quick Mick. Kind of let him through there.
Yeah, it doesn't really want to lose time fighting Kraken here. Just an update for you as well. Kraken that lap was 2 seconds in Madrid.
Yeah, but he's so far back.
He's got about 13 laps, so he needs to do about a second and a half a lap. It's doable because he's now just took another 6 tenths out of a few corners.
13.5 seconds to gap. That is a lot to make up. I mean, you think, right, his tyres are going to start to go up around about lap 6, 7.
They should be able to find until lap 10ish. When he's so about 8 laps time, that's when they'll start to go up and be similar pace to the hards. Motor's not really been making much inroad. I don't know if maybe he's saving a bit. Oh, man's out. He's crashed. Safety car. Here we
Safety
go.
car.
Is then going to dive straight in. Jake's in. Plates is in. Rob will be in, I suppose. No, he won't. Rob's going to stay out. Oh no, mighty.
No! That has absolutely ruined his chances of a podium here today.
Oh, that's devastating.
He's having such a banging race. He's going to be absolutely tamping. That's cost him.
Yep. Mighty's in. The top two have stayed out.
They're going to be under huge pressure though.
Yeah, they're going to get a quick mic onto the softs. This will help him because he was a bit low on the fuel side as well.
The thing is, now McCracken and Immortal, I don't think they can come in for fresh sauce because I think that'll be the only fresh sauce that they'll have. Quick Mick could be in a very good position here. Just have a look at the penalties. 3 second there. So if I resume right now, I pit.
Oh no, yeah. But now yeah, they're going to take the gamble though. By staying out. They're going track position, but there is drivers behind on really fresh tyres. Quick Mick will be the one closest to them as Mighty's got a drive to itself. So now starting with the safety car, hopefully oh no, Mans is still going round to go on lap 27, so we should hopefully be going the end of next lap. Meaning we have 7 laps to the end.
Yeah, it should be one more after this.
And it's going to be a classic because Kraken and Immortals still will have the fresher tyres out of the top 4, but Quick Mick is now on the freshest.
I think we'll pass on that one, mate.
Yeah, it just seems. I'm hoping all the drivers treat it as still the normal race and not a sprint, because I don't really want to be typing tons of incidents.
Yeah.
Because I'm still to do F2 and they had 9, so...
It's not been a instant kind of race, really, huh?
Yeah, there's been no major things that we've caught.
Everyone's driving pretty decent. I mean, the start was a bit messed up because of the... I don't know, I think it was Mr. Wee-Biscuit's internet. But other than that, it's been pretty clean, really.
Yeah, everything we've caught's been nice and clean. There's old Manzi will catch up to the pack in a second, so we will be getting back underway. Thankfully.
Safety car in this lap, so here we go. We're going to be back into racing conditions in 8 laps here. When's Nifty going to go? He's going to be under huge pressure. And the soft runners behind. The top 2.
Gone. He's caught his arms napping. The motor's got an absolute fly on Kraken as well.
Those soft tyres.
It's all we've got all
spinner.
this. Yeah, a few collisions at the back with that.
Quick Mick! Spun.
Oh
He's in
no.
such a good position.
Gives me up the inside of the AlphaTauri. It's close.
Quick Mick holds on.
Oh, we've
Contact
got a
in the
crash
back
to the
there.
back. Oh, there's an
Bates
Alpha.
and Jake Moore.
Resilience. BSC.
This is going to help Mr. Mighty.
Oh, Resilience hasn't got a front wing. I look back and seen an Alpha on the grass there. Oh, he spun again. Oh, and he's reset to track. Yikes.
It's a problem that you have when everyone's on different tyres.
Oh, we've now got a safety car again.
Oh, that is going to definitely help Mr. Mighty.
Yeah, brings back into it. Oh, Quick Mick's got a pen. Everyone's going to be
It's
staying
gone.
out, I imagine.
A disaster for Quick Mick. Look as though he's in such a strong position there. It's all gone downhill. But look at that Rogue. Making the 2-stop work.
Bit of an unconventional 2-stop, but we got there in the end.
See, key thing Mr. Mikey did there, right? Pitted straight away. Didn't wait. Pitted straight away, so that if there wasn't another safety car straight away, then you're not getting caught out on it.
Yeah.
You use that safety car to his advantage.
We'll be going at the end of this next lap here. Not this one, but the following one, I would imagine. Meaning we'll have 4 laps of racing.
Oh, he's still on a drive-through.
Has he? Wait, I thought he served it. Did he get another one?
He served it.
I'm 99% sure he served that.
Saying drive-through. Didn't chat.
No, yeah, he definitely served it. If he collapsed that, I could probably get his time removed, I suppose. But I don't really know how that would work.
No, you can't. There's nothing you can do.
I mean, if he served it and there's proof of him serving it, but him still getting it, still keeping it, I'd imagine it can get the time removed he spent in the pit lane from it. But don't quote me on that.
Don't think there is a rule for all that. I'm not entirely sure on it, but I don't think there is.
I'll have a look into it later on.
Because you'd have to go into the pit, work out how much time you would lose, and I mean, add it onto his time. But then, is that fair on other drivers?
No, but I suppose since he's not since the game said he's not served it, he can go back and serve it again and get the time removed that he spent in the pit lane. Obviously, he's still got a penalty on top of that as well. So I don't know. We need to have a little read into it later.
Yeah, he's gonna get disqualified if he doesn't serve it. But what the East is trying to say is that if he does serve it now and he drops it back, then we'll kind of take the time off through what he served in the pit lane.
Yeah, I'll need to look into it because I'm not sure there is actually anything set in stone about it. And Nasri's now gone. I'm always caught track he's sleeping again. Because I'm always going to go up the inside. It's a move, Devil Noob and Rogue side by side. A bit of
Slight contact.
Oh, someone's round again. It's Crailflower. As Cracking now gets past the motor again. President gets a 5-second penalty.
Ignoring yellow flags.
So I don't know, maybe he's overtaken before the line there or something, or under yellow when the half spun.
Yeah, when the half spun, it was like Criswick takes to the off track. Really struggling out there for race pace today, Criswick.
After such good Monaco, he's sort of struggled a bit. Old Jake up the inside of Clates. Resilience has made his way back up somehow. I don't know how he's managed that, but he has. But 3 wide.
Oh
no.
3 wide.
Oh, they're hitting each other.
So much action at the back there.
Oh my days.
Turn 1.
Oh, we're 3 wide again. Oh,
got 5 of them going in there. There's a big spin of Patel. It's never going to happen. That wasn't. All those people going into there. There's Crayon Jake Moore is right behind, side by side with Resilience. Can he get the move done? It's all going off. There's contact between the two of them, and they're both off. He just smashed it.
Oh, Kraken's got a penalty.
Jake Moore retires on track.
Oh, has he? Can you clip that, please? Or is it on stream?
It was on the stream, yeah.
I'll get that later then. I'll clip it as well, just in case I can't find it.
Sorry. Cracklin is looking to make the move on Zooms.
He's got to get this done if he wants any chance at the lead here, but he has now got that pen looming over his head, so he might struggle a bit. He's got 3 remaining.
ERS. He's burned so much ERS on those straights to keep ahead.
Zoms has kept up with
As Immortal makes the move.
I think he's seen this podium's now on again, and now going to sit and fight Kraken. These two are going to go side by side up the hill. Kraken's left in the space. Oh no!
Ah, no.
Oh no!
Fair. McCracken kept the line there.
It looks like he lost the rear of it. Oh, Mortal spun again.
Oh, it's unfortunate for Immortal. Looking like he was on for a podium there, Immortal.
I don't know, it could be Devlin or his camera or 10 second penalty Devlin is. So it looks like it's got a bit of battle between Kraken and Rocky for the last podium space, as now we're on at the penultimate lap. Zoms is
Got to build a
staying
3
with
second
Nifty.
gap for Rogue.
Plates and
Oh no, Rogue has got a 3 second. Sorry, as well. So could be Devil Noob who sneaks the podium, yeah.
he has got a 10-second penalty from a previous race, though, Devlin, so I don't think he'll get the podium unless there's a monumental crash.
Will he be in the interview then?
I mean, we can still invite him, but
Despite him being actually P3. I don't know if I don't know how it works.
if I don't, we can still invite him, I suppose, because he's provisional P3, but obviously won't keep it post-race. As now Zoms has, I think he's just missed the DRS by about a millisecond. He missed it by a millisecond there, and this is basically handed it to Nifty now. Here comes Rogue, no, here comes Devlin, Noob on Rogue. Oh, and Quick Mick up the inside. Oh, a bit of contact. Here comes
Quick Mix,
Manzi.
not going to give up on this. He's got the fresher tyres of the soft runners. Last lap. And Nifty Nasari has led basically throughout the whole race. Coming around here on the final lap. And Zoom's top two won't actually be in the interviews.
Oh, Manzi and Crayon Flower. Crayon Flower could have a shout here with some good points.
Coming around the final few corners now. Nifty Nasari coming around to take the final corner up to the line, and he is going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix here. Coming in second place will be Zooms. Devil Noob will get P3.
Christ, Crayon Flower P5.
Crayon Flower P5, Clates P6, Quick Mick P7, Rogue down to P8. Old Manzi sneaks into the points along with Charismatic. Resilience down in 11. Unfortunately, Mr. Mighty had a disastrous end to that race after having such a strong first and middle part of it. Immortal, that spin or contact with McCracken has dropped him out of the points. Vittel down in 14th. Now Wee Biscuits AI has been going round for the entire race. So the top three are all on different consoles.
Lovely.
So there will be no interviews. Unless we invite McCracken in.
I mean, he will be provisional P3.
So we will invite McCracken in. There you have it. Niptonasari, Zoom, Stellar Noob, McCrackland, Crayon Flower, Clates, Quick Rogue, Old Man Seek, Charismatic are your top 10.
Oh, that was some race there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good race. Really enjoyed it, actually. Interesting thing there, McCrackland got the fastest lap. That's an extra point for him. Will he be joining? That's a question. Sent him
I mean,
in.
early night if he doesn't.
Doesn't look like he's joining. Right, I think that'll be it then, as we can't get anyone in for an interview. Thank you very much, Easton, for joining in tonight. It's been a pleasure. And that was your Brazilian Grand Prix, and that is the final Brazilian Grand Prix of the week. We will be moving on to Australia next week for Tier 1 on Sunday night. I think Mando and Aaron are doing it. Not Aaron. No, sorry, it's Core.
Corks and someone.
Vade, I think.
I'll have a quick look for you right now. It is. Yeah, Corks and Invade.
Yeah, Corks and Invade will be doing Tier 1 on Sunday night, so tune in for that. And like I say, Easton, do you want to have the final word?
It was fun.
Alright. Good night, everyone.